Welcome to the TV43 Game of the Week from Purdue Field on the campus of Trigg County High School in Cadiz. It's the Trigg County Wildcats taking on the Todd Central Rebels. Hello, everyone. I'm Pat Warner along with Shay Walker with you. Todd Central comes into the game with one of their star players out. Michael Joe Kimbrough, he has over 650 yards so far, is out. Where spelling him will be Paul Lacey, a 5'4", 150 senior. So, Shay, right off the bat, Todd County has to cope with some injuries.
Yes, they do, Pat, but Trigg County does have a star running back of their own. He's Edgar McGee. Edgar injured his ankle earlier in the season, but last week against South Hopkins Tomcats, the Wildcats lost. But McGee also rushed for 189 yards, so he will be the one to stop for the Rebels. Even though both of these teams come from a losing record, they will be playing tough since it is a district game.
That's right. Trigg County comes in at 1-5. Todd Central 2-4 on the year, and we'll have all the action for you right after this commercial message. It's the TV43 Game of the Week coming up next. And welcome back to Purdue Field. Todd County won the toss, but Shay, they elected to defer, and so Trigg County decided to take the ball. Edgar McGee. David Radford back to take the Mike Hurt kick from Todd County, and Hurt only has like a 3-step kick, but he still gets it down. And there's a fumble right on the play, but Radford's able to get about 5-6 yards out of it, so let's see what the Wildcats will do, Shay. Dixie Jones' team, they're pretty strong, and they have a good running back, so it's going to be a lot of Edgar McGee tonight.
Yeah, expect to see a lot of running from Edgar McGee. They run quite three or four different plays from McGee from the backfield. This ought to be a strong game on the ground attack for both teams.
Kendall Alexander is the quarterback for Trigg County. He's a 5'9", 157 junior. And they have the power eye with McGee in the back. And right away, they take it up to McGee. He bounces outside, and looks like he's going to pick up a good 8 yards on the play.
McGee picks up 7 yards.
So, folks, this is probably what we're going to see all night. McGee right, McGee left, and he doesn't punt, but he'd probably punt if they let him.
Stop made by Andy Wilson.
Earlier in the season, Trigg County did run some flea flicker plays, though, Pat, and I believe McGee was the man they threw to, and then also on another play, he threw the ball.
So he's a vital part of the offense, and he's back in the back of the power eye. It's set up to the right this time. Alexander takes it and gives it to McGee up the middle. McGee gets tripped up, but he got a couple yards. Looks like he's going to be about a yard short of the first down, be 3rd and 1.
McGee on the carry, 2 yards. It's 3rd down and 1.
Coach Jones going with a different quarterback tonight. So like Kendall Alexander, the senior quarterback for Trigg County, he's taking the realm tonight. Ought to be a change of pace. Maybe see something different from him.
They had been starting Jason Minahan. He's a 6'5", 158 sophomore. He's got good size, but being a sophomore, you know how spurty they can be. There as McGee bounces to the outside. He's going to pick up good 6 yards on the play and the first down.
He's got 5 yards on the carry.
Back to Minahan, they really liked his size, being 6'5", he can look over the line, but being a sophomore, Shay, you know, it's tough to break in and play that early.
That leadership really comes into play, especially in a district game such as this. Minahan probably is the stronger passer of the two, but Coach Jones said earlier before the game that Alexander was a big motivator for the team. So
that's why we're talking to Coach Sigmund, and he said that Alexander just gets things done when he's in there and playing, and so far they pick up the first down and seem to be moving right along. McGee again. This time he is racked up by a host of Rebels. Leading the way is number 50, Eston Glover, the linebacker, the 5'11 junior.
1 yard gain. So it will be 2nd down and 9.
McGee picks up 1, 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats. McGee comes up favoring that ankle again, Shay, and we're going to call the timeout, and he will come out of the game. Coach Gary Sigmund will look it over and probably retape that. So now running out of the backfield, you have number 32, Randy Grubbs, a 5'5 junior.
I believe his cousin Shalondo's at the fullback spot.
And they give to Randy. He gets racked up right away by a host of Rebels. Who's that that put the first hit on him there, Shay?
Randy Grubbs.
Looked like it was number 72, Chad Parmley. He's a junior tackle for the Rebels.
Also Jason Stewart in there on the play, number 30 from the right end. So right away you can see a different ball club with McGee out of there. He might have been able to bounce out and pick up more yardage on that play. You never know. Right now he
has a small defensive line, but they look really, really good against this offensive attack of Trigg County so far.
Trigg County spreads it out. They have the eye, flankers right and left. And they're going to run a sweep. Grubbs gets hit, and he only picks up probably about 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th down situation.
Grubbs on the carry
Harmony
after
again on the
50-yard
tackle.
line, a gain of about 3, be 4th down and 5.
So after Trigg County gets 1 first down, moves it about 20 yards, they're going to have to come in and punt the ball.
Obviously, the injury to McGee wasn't that serious, Pat, because now he's back in the ball game.
Back to punt is Barry Alexander. And they fake it. They give it to McGee, and he goes around the end. He looks like he's got running room. And he is tripped up by Stewart, but McGee picks up the first down. And that's a pretty gutsy call from Dixie Jones in your own territory, Shay, but still, it paid off, and it's going to give Trigg County a lot of momentum here, faking the punt.
Yes, they do. They've got a lot of support in their backfield, and they feel like that Edgar McGee can get the job done. That last stiff arm on the play there probably gave him the edge to get the first down. It was a really good running play by McGee.
Stewart wasn't fooled, but he was still far down the field. McGee was able to get the first down on the play, and doesn't look like his ankle is hurting that much. He might have just twisted and ran through it, which you can do a lot of times when you twist your ankle. They go right up the middle to Shalando Grubbs. He spins off, and he goes around the outside for the 5'10 sophomore. Nice spin move. He got hit right up the middle there.
Trigg County on the Todd County 25.
Ryan Schimel and Earl Tinsley did a fine job for the Wildcats opening up a hole. There was a very huge hole in the line that time for McGee, for running back to go through.
Looked like the Todd County linebackers and backfield took the fake of McGee running right, and they just did a little counter play with Shalando up the middle. Well, Shalando goes out. Bobby Hendricks spells him at fullback, but McGee is still at tailback. And Alexander's going to throw it to the near side, and it is incomplete. Looks like he was going for Michael P. Poole, the 5'6 senior, and you don't see Trigg County throw the ball that often. They're probably looking for the surprise play, the quick pass there, but it wasn't able to pay off. How many yards so far does McGee have, Jay?
McGee has around 17 yards on 5 carries so far. So right now he's tallying up quite a large number of yards, as we expected.
Of course, against South Hopkins, he had almost 190 yards. Wasn't able to get in the end zone, though, and that's what Trigg County needed. Here goes McGee again around the end, but has a host of rebels there. Once again, Jason Stewart on the outside in was able to come up and make the tackle. Eston Glover was there helping him out. Stewart pretty much slowed him down, and Glover came in and finished him off.
3rd down and 4.
Now it's 3rd and 4.
If you watch McGee real closely, watch his legs churn. They're really, really powerful, and that's something that Coach Jones always works with on his strength, is how well his running backs on their legs, and McGee does a very fine job of that.
And if you look back at all the Trigg County running backs, going back to Al Baker, they all seem to have real strong legs. This time they fake it, go up the middle with Shalando Grubbs. Not much running room there, maybe a couple yards. They're going to face another 4th down. But Trigg County always seems to have a strong running back with nice leg drive. Greg Bridges, Al Baker, and now
4th down and 4.
we have Edgar McGee, and Edgar could be just as good or better than the other two.
Yes, he is. Edgar's a very fine runner. Edgar has a lot of lateral mobility that maybe some of our other backs didn't quite develop at the earlier stages as Edgar did, but he's done real well with that.
4th and 5, Trigg County looks to go for it. Alexander under center. He's just going to go straight up the middle, and he has a lot of running room. He gets tripped up the last man to tackle him. To save the touchdown was Tony Mowry, who was at the free safety, so the Trigg County runs the quarterback sneak. Alexander, nice play up the middle for the first down. It'll be 1st and goal from about the 9.5-yard line. Alexander, same play, right up the middle. He has a lot of running room and grinds it down. So Dixie Jones has found something with the Todd Central defense that shows him that quarterback sneak's going to work a lot.
Yeah, he's using also a lot of different plays from different. You expect to see more running plays from Edgar McGee, but he's really did a fine job mixing it up. Alexander, 2 runs of his own. Shalando Grubbs had 2 runs also so far.
Crowd comes on their feet. 5:38 left in the first quarter. 2nd and goal from the 1 for Trigg County. Edgar McGee in the backfield, and they have a whistle, and comes from the linesman. So it might be somebody lining up off sides. Defense lined up in the neutral zone, so half the distance. They probably picked up about 6 inches on the play, Shay. Second and goal from about the 6-inch mark.
Call was in
5:31 left in the first quarter. It's been Trigg County all the way with a fake punt to keep the drive going, a fourth down play by Alexander to keep the drive going, and now they're just 6 inches from pay dirt.
Look for
Alexander up the middle again. We're waiting for the signal. Big surge in the middle of the Todd Central defensive line. There's a signal. Touchdown, Alexander. Comes at 5:12 in the first quarter. So last 3 straight plays, Alexander up the middle, Shea, and it seems to pay off.
Look at that scoring play, and officially was 6 plays and 55 yards. Very impressive dive there by Kendall Alexander. Coach Jones showing a lot of confidence in his quarterback back there, and there it goes. It just tells you there's that confidence factor that he brings for the whole team.
Jason Minahan in to kick the extra point. The snap in the hole, and it's a little low. The hold might not have been there. Alexander with the hold. It looked like it might have been low, but Trigg County takes the lead 6-0 over Todd Central. 5:12 left in the first. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back to Purdue Field. 5:12 left in the first quarter. Trigg County up 6-0. Shalano Grubbs to kick off to Paul Lacey. Back deep for Todd Central. It's a high kick. Lacey's going to come up for it. He's going to bounce once. Bad bounce. He's able to pick it up, but he is racked up right away by number 32. That was Randy Grubbs. Randy saw that ball rolling around there and saw an easy recovery for Trigg County, but Lacey was able to pick up the ball, but he got racked up on that play. Now we have to see how Todd Central does without Michael Joe Kimbrough in the backfield.
22.
Andy Shimwell brings him to the line. Check that. Tony Mowry. Lacey dots the I. And it looks like 66 for Trigg County. That's Jeremy Futrell kind of jumped there. So Todd Central gets the benefit. It's going to be 1st and 5 from the 17-yard line. Check that, the 27-yard line.
On the Todd County 27.
They give the ball to Lacey. He goes between the tackles. He has a nice hole. He has some running room, and he's able to pick up some yardage and a late flag. It looks like it's going to be a late hit on Stephen Blowin.
Lacey on the carry.
Lacey picked up
to the
a good chunk of yardage, good 23 yards. And it looks like it's going to be 15 yards out of that, unnecessary roughness or a late hit on Trigg County. There goes 15 more yards.
You know, Dixie Jones has to be quite upset about this. This team not a highly penalized team. This doesn't look real good for Trigg County.
Trigg County 42.
Well, Blowin is a sophomore. He's probably overzealous, and he was going in to make a hit, which you would like to see that in your players, but the whistle had been blown. So he gets tagged with a late hit. Lacey again. Looks like he's going to try to find some running room around the end, and he has it. He gets tripped up once, breaks the tackle, but Trigg County was some nice contain there, but Lacey still was able to pick up a good 15 yards on that play.
Jason Stewart and Kerry Froh going in to help block for Lacey. They did a real fine job, especially Froh. He hit a linebacker on the outside corner, and it enabled Lacey to get outside to get some more yardage than he needed.
So both teams come out, and their offense seems to be running the ball very well against each other. Here's Lacey again, another fine hole, but he is dragged down.
Lacey on the carry again inside.
Looked like Skinner was in on the tackle. Also 51, that's
about 5 yards, be second down and 5.
Stephen Blowin.
For the Rebels.
Good 6-yard pickup, 2nd and 4 for Todd Central. Mowry under center. It's the counter play and nothing there. Jason Stewart on the counter play, and Trigg County was in the backfield, 67. Here, Daniel Grapes was there.
Also, Ryan Shimroll in for the tackle for Trigg County. There's just no hold there at all for Todd County.
They might have lost a yard or two. It looks like it's 3rd and 5, 5.5. Todd County's one not to put the ball in the air. Larry Gibble told us that he doesn't like to throw the ball, so look for a run on this play. The play action would be good. They're going to give it to Lacey. He finds a hole up the middle. He He is stopped, though. Looks like he's going to be short of the first down. Host of Wildcats.
Lacey on the carry to the Trigg County.
Like Barry Alexander in on the tackle there, along with others.
18 be fourth down and
It'll
about
be
1.
4th and 1.
You
Looks
can
like
almost expect Gilbert to probably go for it on this one, too.
he's running the play in, and
It's Christopher Brandon. He's a sophomore wideout for the Rebels.
we're going to give it to Lacey. He has a little running room, bounces up. It looks like he might have the first down. It's going to be close.
Lacey on the carry.
Yes, he has it. He picked up a good 3 yards.
County first down. Stop by number 21.
Down to the
Stroud.
14-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. 2:12 left in the first quarter. Trigg County up 6-0. Todd, though, in their opening drive looking very productive, especially with their offensive line, Shay.
Yeah, the Todd County's offensive line is doing the same thing as Trigg County. They're opening a lot of holes up. Maybe with Todd County's main running back out of the game, you're seeing some different things.
The sweep to Lacey. Trigg is out there. They have it covered, but Lacey breaks a couple tackles, but
Lacey on
Trigg
the
County with that
carry,
nice pursuit,
outside.
Shay, they were able to, even though the first man missed them, they
Wide.
had 5-6 players waiting on him. So Lacey only picks up, looks like a gain of 1.
Looks like Trigg County was looking for a running play going to the outside because they had a lot of coverage over there. Surprised Gilbert hasn't put the ball in the air, although before the game he did tell us that the
What'd he
pass
say that-
completion was very low,
They're-
so
they're-
maybe he's still kind of shy away from that. Although the quarterback looked very well. He looked like he had a good arm on him.
Larry Gilbert told us that they're throwing about 21%, so he decided just to turn into a running team, which is pretty good. Have Stewart up the middle.
Third on the carry.
Looks like he might have fumbled the ball. Have to wait and see if they unpile him. A lot of Trigg County Wildcats were going for the ball. Todd Central looks like they recovered, though. Lacey only picked up maybe a yard. Just not a big hole for, check that was
Gain of
Stewart.
about a yard, be third down and a long 8.
3rd and 8 now for the Rebels. Have the ball on the 11-yard line. They spread it out a little bit. They fake to Lacey. They roll out the other way. Cedric Edmonds is open. He has the catch. He's dragging a tackler down, but Michael P. Poole was able to hang on. It's going to be short of the first down. So there's a little play-action fake to the big tight end, Cedric Edmonds, Shay.
Cedric.
That might be another wrinkle in the offense Larry Gilbert will be throwing in tonight.
Edmonds is a very big tight end. He's got a lot of size on him. I was asking about him earlier in the game, wondering if he was a very big part of the offensive scheme, and it looks very well.
Now it's high on the
It
field
was
by the
surprising to one by
Wildcats.
throwing. I believe that's only the second pass by either team of the game.
Dixie Jones wants to talk it over with his defense, and we'll take a timeout. We'll be back. Trigg County up 6-0 here in the first quarter. Back 4th and 1 for Todd Central here in the first quarter. They have it on the Trigg County 5-yard line. Is Lacey up the middle. He's fighting for yardage. It's going to be close.
It's going to be
Shay,
very
what do you
close.
think?
At this point, we can't tell at our angle, but I believe the crowd will tell us in a minute.
They're going to bring the chains out. He needed to get, looks
Timeout
like,
for measurement.
about the 3.5-yard line, and from where they have the ball right now, it doesn't look like he got it. We'll have to see when they stretch the old yard markers out.
Looks like it's sitting around the 4-yard line, which would leave them about a yard short.
And they stretch the chains, and Trigg County holds
The
them.
Wildcats hold is first down Wildcats on their own 4-yard line.
So another big momentum booster for Trigg County. They faked the punt, went on 4th down, and now their defense holds, Shay, and now the PA announcer's trying to get the crowd into it, so Trigg County, of course, they'll have to drive the ball 96 yards for a touchdown. I'm sure Dixie Jones would just like to get a nice drive, but the way their offensive line was playing, Shay, it looks like both teams are going to be chewing up a lot of yardage tonight.
Yeah, you can
As
expect a
the
lot-
clock winds out on the first quarter, we're going to take it to the other side of the field, and we're going to take a timeout. After one, it's Trigg County 6, Todd Central nothing.
Forward, Cherie Radford.
And welcome back to beautiful Purdue Field on the campus of Trigg County High School. 6-0, the local boys are winning it over Todd Central. They're going to take over on their own 4-yard line. Todd County had a 72-yard drive, and it stalled on the Trigg 4. Looks like they're going to give the ball to McGee. Bounces outside, but He has finally stopped after picking up about 4 yards.
About 5 yards, be second down and 5. The other cheerleaders are Lori Sumner, Amy Dickerson, Shannon Perry, Lee
Going back to that
Red.
Todd Central drive, Shay, you say Lacey was the key man of it.
Yeah, Lacey, Paul Lacey did do quite a bit of contribution to that. He had racked up almost 50 yards in the last drive, so he did a really good job. You can't say that the offense is sputtering without Kimbrough in there, because Lacey seems to be filling his shoes quite well.
Just come up short on that one play, turn over the ball. Now, Trigg County has it. Like about 5 yards to go for the first down. On their own 10-yard line, and they're going to sweep it to McGee. He's going to turn it up the middle. He's got some room, and he could be gone, Shay. One man to beat is Jason Stewart. He's getting on dives, misses him.
He's gone.
And give it to him. Edgar McGee
Carry to the end zone for 6 points.
with a 90-yard touchdown. Shalando Grubbs with a key block on that, Shay.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say. Shalando Grubbs probably gave the key block and allowed him to break that open.
Ladies and gentlemen, on 1 1/2 leg.
Edgar McGee, 90 yards, down the right sidelines for pay dirt. And all of a sudden, Trigg County's up 12-0. Minahan will be on to kick the extra point. Nope, we have a timeout. D.C. Jones wants to talk over, and he might be thinking about going for 2 in this situation. And we will take a timeout with Trigg County leading at 11:02 left in the second quarter, 12-0. Trigg County. Trigg County looks at the scoreboard. They are up 12-0. They're enjoying it. Looks like Dixie Jones opting to go for 2 after the Edgar McGee 90-yard touchdown. They put Shalando Grubbs in the slot, and they swing it out to McGee, and he is racked up in the backfield, so the conversion is no good.
Chad Palmer, the big tackle on the tackle. The big tackle on the tackle there, Pat, for Todd County.
So the Cats take the lead 12-0. Edgar McGee coming in with an injured ankle. Last week, Shay, he went for 189 yards. This week, we haven't even started the second quarter, and he's got over 100 yards.
We've got officially, he's around, or unofficially, pardon me, about 8 carries, 120 yards. So he's really cutting loose so far. It's just early second quarter, Pat.
That's right. McGee has his helmet off. He's laughing it up. And as he's running right now, he doesn't look any effects of a tender ankle.
He looked maybe a step slower on that long run than normally. Or shall we say half a step.
We're kidding it in the break. Our engineer, Ray Lamb, wanted to go out there and run that run, but we stopped him because we didn't have his insurance paid up. Shalando Grubbs will do the kickoff. And it's going to go over to the side. Looks like Lacey's going to bring it up, looking for some blocks. He bounces the outside, and he gets up to about the 26-yard line.
Rebels 25-yard line.
So the Rebels need to get something going here, Shay. Their offense have been running the ball pretty well. They haven't looked that bad. It's just they had a couple bad breaks go against them early, and Trigg County has capitalized.
Yes, they have. I think Todd County needs to mix the plays up a little bit. I know Trigg County is going to be looking for them to run, and maybe it would help if they look real good when they passed the ball the time they did. So we'll see what happens.
Trigg usually in a 4-man front. For Todd Central, they've switched to a 5-man front, and that's mainly to stop against the run. Here's Lacey again. He breaks one, but he couldn't get past the other 3 Wildcats.
About a 4-yard pickup on Lacey, who himself has close to 55 yards so far on the
Lacey on the carry for about 3 yards.
Michael P. Poole came up from the defensive back to help out, and once again, that's the nice Trigg County pursuit contain. And now, Todd Central spreading out. They have 2 splits to the right, so we might be looking for a pass here from Mowry, but he gives it to Lacey on a, looked like a draw, and it didn't fool anyone. Back in the backfield was big 71, Ryan Shimwell for Trigg County. Also 67, Daniel Grapes. Came in and turned into sour grapes for Todd Central on that play.
Both teams seem to be going pretty much straight forward on the game plan. They're both running the ball left and right, straight up the middle. I haven't seen much change in that at all so far.
Tied into this side for Todd. They fake it again. They're looking to go over to Edmonds, and the pass was a little bit low and behind him, and right there was Barry Alexander. So even if Edmonds made the catch, he would have got stuck, and Edmonds is slow to get up. Coach Gilbert said that he had a nagging ankle injury. We don't know if that is the injury or not. Coach Gilbert is out
It's a big tight end.
We have
looking
a
at him.
timeout
Edmonds
due
is
to
getting up.
injury.
Also, Pick Thompson, assistant coach, is out there checking out the injury. Looks like he's favoring that ankle, which is heavily taped, so he might have re-injured. The old injury brings up 4th. About 6 yards to go, so they will be going back to punt. That Pete Randall back to punt. It's a low liner. Brian Richardson touches it, and he dribbles it, and Todd Central's there to pick it up.
Fumble ball, the Wildcats recovered by the Rebels on the Trick County 44-yard line.
Looked like big number 70 on the recovery. Tommy Brashears was right there. Never looked like Richardson had it. It was a low-lining kick. Looked like he dribbled the ball, in fact. So a nice break here for the Todd Central Rebels. They have the ball on Trick County's 44-yard line.
Big plays might make the difference in the game since both teams usually take long drives with the running. So this could make the difference right here.
Trick County's defense will have to stand up here to see if they can take the momentum back. That time Mallory's pass is way over the head of his receiver. Look like
Pass intended for Toby Hall, the freshman wideout for the Rebels.
so. Larry Gilbert's opting to throw the ball a little bit more, maybe try to loosen up that Trigg County defense, because every time they seem to run the ball, Trigg County is right there. So maybe this will help loosen up that Trigg County defense. And now they switch to a 4-man front. And they give it to Lacey up the middle. He's fighting for a few yards, maybe picked up 3
5-yard gain.
on the tackle.
Correction about
Daniel
6 yards.
Grapes.
3rd down and 4.
Be 3rd and about 4 for the Rebels. 8:52 left in the first half. Sending 2 wideouts to the near side. Tied into the far side, split backfield. They're going to hand off to Lacey, and he is met right away by number 66 for Trigg County, Jeremy Futrell. Just beat his man. Shea was there, contained him, hit him, and waited for the defense to help out.
Yeah, Trigg County's defense looks real strong up the line. I believe they're coming with a little different defensive front than they usually do, and that's might be causing a little chaos on the offensive line of Todd County. They've gotten the backfield 3 or 4 times so far, so Coach Gilbert and his defensive coordinators are going to have to reevaluate something to get their offensive game going again.
Looks like Coach Gilbert is going to opt to punt here, even though they're on the Trigg County 40. This way they can back him up. Back to receive Brian Richardson. Remember the last time he bobbled it. Let's see if he can have a little bit better return this time. Oh, the snap is over the punter's head. It's a foot race for it, and he downs it. A big break for Trigg County. They get the ball on the Todd Central 31-yard line, Shea. So another big break for the Wildcats.
First down, Wildcats.
You got to like the field possession. That's definitely true.
So you're looking at getting the ball maybe on your own 20. Now you have the ball on the opposing team's 30. Just a bad snap over the punter's head, and all he could do was down it, because if he picked it up, Trigg County was right there. Trigg County looks to add some more to their 12-point lead here. About 7.5 minutes left in the first half. Have the ball on the Todd Central 31-yard line. They're going to split out Michael P. Poole to our side, full house backfield, power I. And I don't think they got the play off in time.
There's a flag on the play.
Be a delay.
Delay a game
About a 5-yarder.
To be first down 15.
Only the 3rd penalty of the night. The second one against Trigg County. They have 20 yards in penalties against them. So now they're looking at it from the 36-yard line of Todd Central. 1st and 15.
So you might see a little air action for Trigg County now.
And right you are, Shea. They go deep. But Keenan Stroud cannot get under it. They're telling us before the game, the Trigg County coaches, Kendall Alexander throws the ball like a hand grenade. He kind of puts the ball behind him and oomphs it up and over his head, but they still get a spiral out of it. They really can't understand how he gets the spiral out of the pass. But it looks like he's got a nice arm there. He just couldn't hook up or straddle on that play.
Looked like they were a few steps off of connecting there. If they had of it, it probably would have been resulted in a touchdown for Trigg County. So
that was just a nice straight up the field fly route for Stroud. It's pretty much a timing route, and since Trigg doesn't throw that much, I'm sure they haven't worked on it too much. We got Edgar McGee on a sweep as penalty flags fly.
Looks like there might have been motion on the line.
Yards, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, illegal motion on
Offside,
Trigg County.
Wildcats.
Looks like maybe the tight end or the guard moved.
It was on the far end of the field, that's for sure.
It's hard to tell, but as soon as the ball was snapped, the laundry was flying. So they will mark this one off. Another 5-yarder.
We're looking at second down and about 20 to 21 yards for Trigg County. So again, you might see them off to go to the air
Second
again.
down set on their own 41. Second down and about 20.
Alexander brings him to the line. Got McGee dotting the I, and McGee drops the ball, and it's a fight for it. Looks like Alexander might have gotten it, but there's a struggle on the bottom. McGee never had that ball. Todd Central picks it up.
Rebels recover.
Got Gary Ellis on the
First down,
recovery
Rebels
there.
on their own 49.
6'3", 181-pound junior.
It looked like it was Jason Stewart who came up with the ball, Shay.
Well, Ellis was in there anyway.
They were both in there. Looks like Stewart might have wrestled away from Alexander. But Edgar never had the ball to begin with. So, Todd County turns it over to give Trigg County nice field position. A couple of penalties move Triggs back. They turn it over, so Todd essentially has the ball where they had it when they were ready to punt it at the 50-yard line. So it's like the last 4 plays never happened. Have a man in motion, but they're still going to give it to Lacey. He's going to come to the near side. Shucks a couple tacklers, but he can't get away from number 40.
Lacey on the carry.
Mark Poole, 5'11", 170-pound junior linebacker,
Picks up about
who's able
9
to
yards.
come up
Second down, 1, Rebels.
and make the tackle, but still, Lacey picked up a good chunk of change, about 9 yards on that one. So Lacey also off to a good night.
Yeah, Lacey now has about 69 yards unofficially on 9 carries, so he too well is doing a great job on the line for Todd County.
Just under 6 minutes left in the second. 12-0 Trigg County, but Todd Central's moving the ball. 2nd and 1. A little miscommunication between the center, Eston Glover, and his quarterback, Mowry. And it's going to be a little illegal procedure on the Rebels.
Ball foul in motion.
Look like Glover snapped the ball and Mowry wasn't expecting it.
That's right. It's a good thing there was a penalty. If not, there might have been another turnover there because he didn't pick the ball up and it was laying loose. So if not for the penalty, it could have been another turnover again, and we're right back where we were.
That's right. Now it's 2nd and 6 for the Rebels. They have 10 yards of penalty on the night, so really not a bad game penalty-wise for either team. Mowry fakes the sweep. He's going to roll out to his right. He's looking. He's going to tuck it up and run. He has a little bit of room. He's going to be able to get the first down, but penalty flags fly. Number 21 for Trigg County, Keenan Stroud made the tackle, but who was it that came in late and maybe got the late hit?
I'm not sure about the late hit. I know John Skinner did miss him in the backfield, and also Daryl Grape Ape also missed him. So
Jeremy Futrell also in there. He might have got the late hit. That's the 2nd one on Trigg County tonight.
15-yard penalty on the Wildcats. Be first down, Todd County.
Trigg County having 4 penalties and 40 yards against them
On
right
the
now.
Trigg County
Penalties.
23.
So this penalty has probably hurt him more than any other one. It moved Todd County back deep in the Trigg County territory.
Tried to get the ball on the 22.5-yard line. 1st and 10. And we have a Trigg County timeout. That'll mix up on their defense. So we're going to take a break. 5 minutes exactly left in the half. 12-0 Trigg County up. Go back to Purdue Field. 5 minutes left in the half. Little defensive mix-up. Dixie Jones wanted to make sure his troops were there. It looks like they have a goal line defense in. But Lacey somehow breaks and he's able to get in the backfield and he churns out the yardage, at least 10 yards. Looks like Trigg County maybe had a 7-man front there, Shay.
Yeah, it did, and very surprisingly, Lacey
Lacey
broke
on the
open
carry
for
up
about
the
a
middle.
12 to 15-yard pickup.
He gets it inside the 10-yard line to
Picks
the
up about 13
8-yard line,
yards,
first
being
and goal.
first
Give him
down.
13 yards on it.
And goal.
Lacey
For the
getting
Rebels.
close to the 100-yard mark himself for the half. So both teams are pretty much like we said, keeping the ball on the ground, and both of them are successful in doing it. Todd County just coming up on the short end in the point total.
So we've seen a 4-man line, a 5-man line, and now a 6-man line from Trigg County's defense. And Lacey's able to run better against the 6-man line for some reason, but he fumbles the ball. Trigg County gets it.
Lacey on the carry, fumbles the ball, recovered by the Wildcats.
It's like 54 is on the bottom of the pile. Barry Alexander, the junior, comes up with it. So Lacey broke through the line, had some room, but another Todd Central turnover. That's their third of the night.
I believe it is third of the night, Pat. Turnovers will hurt you anytime. You know, even the strongest teams will lose on turnovers.
So Todd County is 0 on the scoreboard, but their offense have been churning out the yards. They've just been having the turnovers. Now Trigg County comes back with Edgar McGee with a power sweep, and he is off and running again. Has to beat Mowry. He does. One man to beat, and that is Andy Shimwell drags him out of bounds at the Todd Central 30.
34-yard line.
And he
Andy
comes
Schimel, the
up.
backup quarterback, showed some good speed and had the right angle, and just luckily caught Grubbs from the backfield, or McGee from the backfield. If he hadn't done that, he'd really blown this game open.
Give him about 70 yards on the carry, so his second big gainer of the night.
Edgar posting almost 200 yards in the first half.
200 yards in the first half. Not a bad night.
Not at all.
Edgar remains in there after the long run. He's dotting the power I. And they give it to Shalondo Grubbs. He rambles his way up for about 2 yards. That's mainly just to give Edgar a break. He has been over. He is definitely winded. Of course, if I had to run 70 yards, they'd probably have to get a stretcher out for you or I.
I don't run. I use a golf cart, Pat.
That's right. I'd have to call a cab or something.
Edgar keeps posting stats the way he is right now. He may be a candidate for that prestigious award of Player of the Week.
That's right. Edgar has run more in this game than I have the past year, probably. That'd be a safe bet. 3:20, 2nd and 9, and here's Edgar again. Spins off. Have to give good defensive play by
McGee on the carry. Gain of about 1 yard.
Chad Parmley, the junior for Todd Central. He was able to get up, get a hand on Edgar, made him spin off and stumble, and then
Looked like Edgar wanted to go up to the middle, and Parmley closed that gap up and forced him to go on the outside. Like you said, he did get a hand on him and caused Edgar to spin and lose the momentum that he had.
looking about 3rd and 7, the 31-yard line. And they're going to do play fake to Edgar, roll out the opposite direction. They throw it down, and it was underthrown that time. Like Mike Pepool was down there. He wasn't able to come back, though the pass by Alexander was a little short.
I'm sure Dixie Jones is going to go for this one. 2 minutes left on the clock. Deep in Todd County territory. He definitely would like to go in at the half mark with a 19-20 point margin on the Todd County Rebels.
That's right. If they score here, you know they're going to go for 2. Look, put them at the 20-point mark. 2:38 in the first half. Alexander brings them out. He's going to play fake, and it's the old timing route to the sidelines. No, Mike Pepool was diving, and it didn't work. So, Todd Central gets the ball on their own 31-yard line. Not a bad play because they still have to drive it good 69 yards for pay dirt.
And they've been successful in doing that thus far. It's just turnovers and penalties have really hurt them. So, like I said, the big plays are making the difference in this game for Todd County being on the board.
Todd has 2 good drives. Their opening drive and this drive, their opening drive, they went on 4th down, didn't make it. The last drive, they coughed up the ball. So if you take those 2 plays away, we might be looking at a tie ball game. Looks like they're going to try a screen pass to Lacey, or actually as a forward pass. Bounced once incomplete.
Good pressure by the nose guard, Jeremy Future, on the play.
I think Mallory couldn't connect that time. Even if he did, the defense was there. I don't think Lacey would have got too much.
Put a lot of pressure on Mowry to release that pass. He might have had to release it a little early.
That stops the clock. 2:26 left in the second. 2nd and 10.
Second down and 10 for the Rebels.
Mallory brings them to the line. And a handoff to the fullback this time.
I believe it'll be number 30, Jason Stewart, on that play.
Stewart's able to grind a few yards up the middle.
Trigg County's trying to do some different defensive schemes. It looks like they went back to the 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers again on that play.
That might have been Gary Ellis
Number
in there
32, Jim
at fullback.
Jones on the carry.
Or 31, Job.
Third down and 5
We'll figure it out.
for the Rebels.
Right now they have Job playing the fullback, so he probably had the last carry. And they're going to run the option play. Mallory looks like he's going to keep it, but he is racked up by Mark Poole, 5'11", 171-pound junior. Was able to not have nice option play. He didn't take the bite. He had the quarterback all the way, and that's what he did. And also Stroud was coming up on the pitch man, so Trigg County played the option fairly well. It's going to be 4th down. Todd in punt formation. Back is Brian Richardson for Trigg County at his own 40-yard line. And he'll come up a few steps, and that's where he takes it, and he is racked right away.
Ball called by number 31.
That's number
Brian
13.
Richardson, the first down Wildcat.
Mark Trauber right there on the play. As soon as Richardson caught it, Trauber was there on the hit. 1:08 left in the second quarter. Trigg County takes over on their own 43-yard line. 1st and 10.
Trauber, another quarterback for the Rebels, another backup for the Rebels. I tell you what, coaches teach them how to take his. It looks like Gilbert teaches them how to deliver them also, doesn't he?
Everybody knows about Trigg County will lay a lick on you. Todd Central also will do it to you. A slant route inside, and is a little high. Keenan Stroud couldn't make it.
Mark Trauber, number 13. There he is again. He almost made the interception on the play.
A little bit high, Shane. If he'd have caught that one, it'd have been about 50 yards of nothing but open field ahead of him on those. That's the dangerous. One of the dangers of throwing to the flats is that if it is intercepted, you do have no help out there, and it's an automatic turnover touchdown.
So we're looking at 2nd down, almost in midfield. 50 seconds to go. Might be looking for McGee for a big opener.
And that's who they give it to. McGee, he takes it up the middle. He's not able to bound it outside, though.
On the left side for about a 1-yard gain. Will be 3rd down and about 9.
The time Eston Glover and Chad Parmley were there to stop him.
Dixie Jones has a little confidence in his quarterback. He's thrown 3 or 4 times. I don't think he was real happy with that last play, so I expect to see him to run the ball to the halftime and go in with a 12-point lead.
Right, the clock's moving. We've got 30 seconds. It's 3rd and 9. They're going to take their time on this play. And pretty much can run the clock out if they get a nice gain on this play and just don't snap it on 4th down if they don't collect the first. But they're going to pass it. They're looking for more. They're going deep. Trauber is there again defensively. Stroud was there offensively. Neither one could handle it. And once again, we're calling number 13 Trauber's name on defense.
With 13 seconds left in the half.
Got 13 left in the half, 4th and 9. Looks like Trigg County might go for this one. Coming in with a play is Randy Grubbs, a 5'5 junior. He'll replace Edgar McGee. Also coming out of the game, Keenan Stroud. Once again, they have the eye bone or power eye. They're going to give the ball to Grubbs. He has no room. 8 seconds left. 7 seconds as the clock stops. Todd Central will take over at the Trigg County 46, but they only have 7 seconds with which to work.
Don't count him out yet, though. Gilbert's never been one to lay down and die. I'd sure like to get some points on before the half mark.
That's right. If you can pick up a score right here, that'll just give you a big boost going into halftime. Of course, Todd deferred the choice, so they'll probably be receiving to lead off the 3rd quarter. So if you can get a nice strike here, but they couldn't get the snap off before the clock goes out. So it's halftime here at Purdue Field. 12-0, Trigg County with the lead We'll be back with all the halftime festivities right after this commercial word.
Gentlemen, please look in your programs at the
Back to Purdue Field, ready to kick off the second half. Trick County up 12-0, and with a look at stats, here's our man Shay Walker.
Yeah, let's start off with scoring. Of course, you know now the score is 12-0 Trigg County. Trigg County had first downs. Todd County also had first downs. Trigg County had 233 yards on 21 rushes, while Todd County mounted only 83 yards off 17 rushes.
And Shalando Grubbs with a kickoff as the second half gets underway. And finding a nice little hole there is Toby Hull, but he is tripped up at the 44-yard line.
It will be the Rebels' first down. And
More stats, Trigg County with 233 yards total offense compared to Todd Central's 89, Shay, so a big difference right there.
Yes, it was, and believe it or not, Todd County had the ball more in the first half. Time of possession was 12:33 compared to Trigg's 11:27.
When you have Edgar McGee scoring on a 91-yard touchdown, that kind of doesn't eat up the clock too much. And
Lacey on the carry.
Paul Lacey is able to
Picks up about
get
20
around the
yards.
right end, picks up about 21 yards.
Knocked
So,
out of bounds by number
we've been talking about
32
Edgar
for the
McGee's fine
Wildcats,
night.
Randy
Paul
Miller.
Lacey's also had a fine night, Shay, coming in for the injured Michael Joe Kimbrough, moved back to tailback, and he's having a great night statistically also.
Yes, he has. I think he had unofficially 85 yards on 10 carries in the first half. Started out with 21 yards right there in the second.
He had 85 of Todd Central's 89 yards in the first half. There he is again, up the middle.
Lacey inside
And
for
Todd
about
Central
5
line
yards.
looks
Maybe second
to their
down
first
and
quarter
5
form.
for
The first
Rebels.
quarter, Shay, they were blowing
On
open the
15,
holes,
34.
and they were able to gain something, and Trigg County made some adjustments and shut it down. Well, Todd Central has come back and looks like they're opening up those holes again.
They're doing the exact same thing. I got a point of interest. The longest rush from scrimmage ever for Trigg County was in 1973 by Vic Grubbs. It was 95 yards. As we know, McGee missed that by only 4.
That's right, he might have a chance to break it again tonight. And it looks like going to have a penalty, timeout rather, on Trigg County. They might have had too many men on the field, so the Wildcats call timeout. And we'll take one also. 10:57 in the third. Trigg up 12-0.
And welcome back now. Maury under center for the Todd County Rebels. A handoff.
Lacey.
Paul Lacey, who goes upfield for about 20-yard
Lacey
gain.
on the carry inside.
So again,
Picks up
Pat,
another
the Rebels are opening some big holes, and it looks like Trigg County's got their backs to their own goal. They're going to have to make some more adjustments.
First half, Todd Central was running around the ends. Looks like they're trying to go between the tackles this time. It's paying off. Lacey that time with a nice gainer. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. And this is a vital drive for the Rebels. They need to put it in on this drive to get some of that momentum back.
Yes, they do. They need to score quick.
10:39 in the second. Up the middle to Lacey, but this time he is stuck. Jeremy Futrell. He hits him and throws Lacey for a loss of, looks like, 2 yards.
A loss on the play of about 2 yards. It will be second down and 12 for the Rebels.
So that time they try to go right up the gut again, Shay, but Futrell was there and he slammed the door on that play.
If you take away that last play by Lacey from scrimmage, he has almost 50 yards from scrimmage in the second half and only 5 minutes into the quarter.
Mowry under center. Again to Lacey. He has a little stumble step, but he gets outside. He breaks a tackle, but right there, Mike P. Poole was able to get onto him. Poole fell. Still was able to get his hand on him for the tackle. If not, Lacey looked like he'd be in for the touchdown.
I give Mike Poole a little credit there. He's been in 2 or 3 of the tackles already, and I do believe, didn't he recover a fumble in the first half?
That's right. 6-yard gain is now 3rd and 6 for the Rebels. 9:32 left in the third quarter. They split 2 receivers out to the near side. Tight end to the far side. Lacey in the backfield. Looks like they got Hull in the slot. Trigg fakes blitz, but they give to Lacey, who finds a hole. He runs up the middle, dives over, and he is down close to the first down.
They're going to bring out the sticks to measure this one, Pat. It's very close. Again, did you see the hole between the tackle and the end? Unbelievable holes in the offensive line.
And he does pick up the first down. He gets down to the 1-yard line. So Paul Lacey is putting on a show here in the second half, getting most of the running duties for Todd Central, and he's moving it up. 8:58 left in the third. Lacey again, and he's in for the touchdown.
Touchdown Rebels.
Give Paul Lacey the 1-yard touchdown run. That makes it 12-6, pending the extra point. So Todd Central looking very fine in their opening drive. Larry Gilbert must have told them something at halftime to get them fired up.
Well, you know, Pat, take away a few of the penalties and turnovers that Todd County had in the first half, and this game would have been a much closer game. And as of right now, I think it's going to be up close in the second half.
Mike Hurt lines up the extra point for the Rebels. The Mowry with the hold. Snap the hold and the kick. It's all good. And Todd Central cuts into the Trigg County lead. Now it is 12-7 Trigg County, and we'll take a break and be back with more football right after this. And welcome back to beautiful Purdue Field. The bells start to sound around us. 12-7 Trigg County up after a nice drive and a Paul Lacey touchdown. David Radford is going to return this one back to the Trigg County 34-yard line.
Pete Rundow in on the tackle there for Todd County.
On the Trigg County 34.
Pete's a 5'9", 139-pound sophomore. He plays center and also defensive end.
And so Trigg County's first possession of the second half. Edgar McGee, Shalando Grubbs, Kendall Alexander make up the backfield. Sweep to McGee. He turns it outside. He does a stutter step, but he is racked up. It's like Kerry Frode in on the tackle for the Rebels.
A gain of about 1 yard. Second down and 9 for the Cats.
The last drive for Todd County amounted to about 62 yards, and they looked real good on that drive. There were no mistakes that time. They were very fluid from the line. And
it was pretty much all Paul Lacey, too.
Yes, it was, definitely. Lacey's mounted almost as many yards in the second half as he had in the first, about 60 yards total.
Two men split out to the near side for Trigg County. They're going to give it to Shalando Grubbs, who makes a couple spin moves, but he is racked up by a couple of Rebels.
Running hard for about a yard.
Tommy Haley and Kerry Frogan on the tackle. That brings up third down and about 7 yards to go. So the Todd Central Rebels also, their defense has come out of the second half fired up. Alexander looks over the defense. Going to fake to McGee, roll out, but he has a rush there, and it looks like 62, Tom Haley is there again for the sack. And he loses about 15 yards.
There had to be some kind of missed block on that play because he just went right through the offensive line, and I know they're going to have to take a look back at that one on the game films, but I know there had to be a miss there because he just went.
Yeah, it looked like a breakdown because the fake to McGee, then when Alexander rolled out, he was looking right at 3 Rebels. So there was no backside blocking on the play. So that'll bring up a punting situation for the Trigg County Wildcats. Like Barry Alexander will be back there for the booting.
Watch for the fake again.
And he gets this one off. It's high and coming over, and it's going to take a bounce, and it's going to hit Bobby Hendricks right in the back. And so that's where it'll be down. There's a penalty flag on the play. But I believe that is to mark the ball. Might be a little interference. But that put Hendricks right in the back of the shoulder pad. That's a good way to down it.
He had no idea it was coming. Edgar McGee had a high last year, all-time rushing high, 217 yards. He had 190 in the first half, and last year his 217 mark came against Caverna. He had 200 in the first half and only 17 on 2 rushes in the second half. So that game was really more of a blowout compared to this one. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does break his all-time mark. I'm sure he's going to be left in the game as close as this one is.
First down, Todd County.
That time Hendricks got flagged for the interference, but I believe that's a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, so Todd Central declines it, and they will take over on the Trigg County 48-yard line. 1st and 10. Todd Central looking to take the lead in this game. Tony Mowry brings him to the line, hands off to Paul Lacey. He finds some room around the right side, but he is racked up from behind, and a long penalty flag is thrown.
I want to
Maybe
almost
a-
say a face mask.
That's what it looks like. Our spotter, Benito McGowan, says it's a face mask.
We have a face mask.
They had 45 yards of penalties against Trigg County in the first half, and they start the second half off with another penalty. Looks like a face mask. Foul attack, 15 yards on the end of that fine Lacey run, and Todd Central is deep in Trigg County's territory again. They line up on the 27-yard line rather, of Trigg County. First and 10 Rebels.
I'm sure Coach Gilbert likes what he sees right now. Again, he's deep in Trigg County's possession. First down.
I might add that Coach Gilbert's looking dapper tonight in his tie. Give off to Lacey. He's got some blockers out in front of him. He's trying to turn the corner, and he does. He turns on the speed, and he drives it down to the 1-yard line. Forcing him out of bounds was Randy Grubbs, it looks like. Check that. It was Brian Richardson that finally drug him down, so Lacey takes it down
Gain of about 28 yards down
to the 1-yard line, give him 28 more yards, and Lacey's starting to roll up the totals also.
Yes, he is. It's a shame we couldn't show you a replay of that because you would see an excellent block by number 65, Kerry Frogue, the senior guard. He made an excellent block that just enabled Lacey to get on the outside, Pat.
Also, Tom Haley had a nice block from the tackle slot. That time Mowry dives it over, and he gets in for the touchdown. Larry Gilbert's jumping up and down. The Todd Central Rebels have tied this game at 12 all, pending the extra point. They could take the lead. Check that. They take the lead 13-12.
And all 35 of the Rebels fans go crazy, Pat.
They are out in force. And so, Todd Central puts together 2 nice drives, aided by a Trigg County face mask on the second drive, and they put it in and take the lead 13-12. Hurt lines up the extra point. Snap is high, but Mowry handles it. It is no good, off to the right.
Conversion no good.
So it is 13-12, Todd Central with the lead. And we'll be back with more TV 43 Game of the Week action right after this.
Wildcats number 33, Edgar McGee, number 4.
Tony Mowry puts the caps on a nice Todd County drive. They drove it 48 yards for the touchdown, aided by a face mask penalty. But still, they take the lead 13-12. Hurt with the kickoff. A 3-step approach, and it was McGee.
Grubbs and McGee had a mix-up
McGee and Grubbs
on that,
had a
Pat.
mix-up. I think McGee wanted it, but Grubbs stepped up and credit McGee with a tackle on that play.
Exactly. McGee on his first tackle tonight.
He did start out the year playing some defense, McGee did, but after he hurt his ankle, he decided just to let him play offense because his lateral movement isn't as what it used to be, but you couldn't really tell from those runs he's had in the first half.
Also, the old saying goes, the longer you're out there, the more chances of you getting hurt, and Trigg County definitely does not want to lose their star running back.
20-yard line.
First and 10 from the 20 for Trigg County, 5:40 left in the third quarter. It is McGee. He spins off a tackle in the backfield, but he is wrapped up. Andy Wilson.
Also give Chad Partlemy again. He hit him early in the backfield. Again, causing him to spin. We've mentioned that young man's name quite a bit tonight. He's doing an excellent job on the line. The PA announcer trying to get the crowd fired up, Pat.
You don't hear that much. A PA announcer going, let's go, folks, get those cats fired up. But we are in Trigg County, and the fans respond, firing up their Wildcats. The power eye, McGee dots it. Shalando Grubbs, the fullback. They fake to Grubbs, give to McGee, bounces outside, has no running room, and he is rustled down after a gain of about 4 yards.
McGee on the carry for about 5 yards.
So now it'll be
It's
third down,
about
4 to
4
go. A key conversion play here for the Wildcats.
Yes, it is, Pat. They hadn't looked very sound offensively or defensively in the second half, especially the defensive line. They looked pretty good in the first half, so it's going to be interesting to see what kind of changes Jones is going to have to make.
Keenan Stroud comes to the game, and then he comes out. 2 tights, and they pitch it back to McGee. He breaks a tackle, leaps over, but
McGee on the
looked
carry
like James
out,
Huff was there.
first down.
close to the first down.
Also, the sophomore tight end Chris Hester there with the shoestring to cause McGee to go up in the air. Chad Parley again on the tackle. I tell you what, he's a good little ball player.
That's right, he's coming on strong here. McGee did get enough for the first down, give him 4 yards on the carry. 1st and 10 from the 31. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Both teams keeping the ball on the ground. This is pretty much their bread and butter, especially Trigg County. They fake to Grubbs, give to McGee, and no running room there.
McGee on the carry for about 1 yard. Be 2nd down and 9 for the catch.
Kerry Frogue, the linebacker, stepped up into the hole, made a nice hit on McGee, and held him up on that play, Shay.
He sure did. I think Coach Gilbert's figured out what Trigg County's trying to do. They're pretty much just staying with their ground attack. So Trigg County's going to have to mix it up and try to shake this Rebel defense.
They split him out right and left. Hand off to Grubbs, and he is stuck hard right at the line by 4 Rebels. Leading the way was Tom Haley again. It's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 7 yards to go. Let's see if Dixie Jones wants to go to the air on this play, or
the Wildcats ball is on their own 34-yard line.
Alexander might have a grenade in his pocket here.
Does have that unusual throwing style. We'll have to see if he launches another one. He's going to try it. The rollout. He's running for his life. He is tripped up behind by Tommy Brashears. Once again, that play, they fake it to McGee, then Alexander rolls out to the other side, and rating right there was Brashear.
I wasn't looking upfield, but I don't think he really intended to pass that ball. It looked to me like it was a rollout, and he was going to keep the ball the whole time.
That's right. He never did bring the ball up into a passing position. Looked like he was just going to run it the whole way. So that'll bring on a punting situation Barry Alexander to punt. Todd Central doesn't put anybody back. They're expecting the fake, so they're playing their regular defense. And that's what it is. It's a miscommunication. Alexander gets tackled, and then he kicks at the man who tackled him. That was Jason Stewart with a penetration. Looked like they were going to try and snap it to McGee again, but the ball went between McGee and Alexander on that play.
It looked like it hit McGee on the shoulder pad. I don't know if there was a miscommunication there or something, but obviously something didn't go right, or at least for Trigg County. Again, the Rebels have it deep in Trigg County territory. Trigg County's going to have to come up with something to stop them.
Trigg County used that fake punt in the first quarter to keep their opening drive alive. Lacey takes the ball. He's racked up on the right side. But that time, Shea, didn't seem to pay off.
Barry Alexander in on the stop there for the Trigg County team.
Barry's also the punter, so he's probably trying to make up for that last play and took it a little bit out on Paul Lacey. 1:30 left in the third quarter.
Unofficially, again, I've got Lacey for 7 carries and about 76 yards. And he looks very impressive. Their offensive game does not seem to sputter with Kimbrough out of the game at all.
So you want Lacey as player of the week now, Shay?
I don't know yet. The game time will tell.
They're going to fake it. Mallory rolls out to the right. He launches it deep, looking in the back of the end zone. Touchdown.
I believe that's Clint Wells.
Touchdown Rebels.
Number 88 with the catch. Clint Wells, a nice, looked like a button hook route. Mallory was right on target. Wells took it in. I think Larry Gilbert was sandbagging us, saying that he wasn't going to throw the ball.
You're right, because I tell you what, his completion is a lot higher than 20% tonight. He is doing quite well. Clint Wells did a fine job of coming up and catching that ball. It was over his head, and he reached up and made a nice catch on it.
Hurt will opt for the one-pointer. He boots it up, and it's good.
The point after touchdown is good.
So the third quarter has 3 Todd County scores, rather. They take the lead 20-12 over Trigg County. We'll be back with more right after this. And welcome back to beautiful Purdue Field. 1:08 left in the third quarter, and the Todd Central Rebels take the lead 20-12. Mike Hurt with the boot. This time it goes to David Radford, and he's going to take it up the sidelines, looking for some room. He gets one block. He's working his way through the pile somehow, but he loses the ball, and Todd Central recovers it. It's hard to see who had the recovery because it was over there. Everyone's hugging number 44, Toby Hull. So Toby got the recovery, it looks like.
First half was all Trigg County. So far, the second half was all Todd County. So
That's right. Todd County had those big turnovers in the first half to stall their drive. So far, it's been Trigg County with the turnovers. Ironically, Todd had a punt snap that went awry and turned into a Trigg County touchdown. Trigg County has done that, reversed the favor for them, and now they have fumbled the ball. Todd County did that the first half, so both teams are reciprocating. Mowry back to pass. He guns it downfield looking for Wells again, but it is incomplete.
I'd give Mowry credit there. That was a pretty well thrown pass. It was a little short, but the position that Wells was in, it was probably a good pass. It was a very safe pass also.
Tony has a good arm on him. We saw him in warm-ups, and he was throwing 40-yarders very consistently to the receivers, hitting them right in the right positions and all, and that's pretty tough to do on those long passes. He seems to be getting the job done there. So I look for the Rebels to throw a little bit more. They don't have a one-back set, and he fumbles the ball. Trigg County looks like they have recovered it.
Trigg County needs to recover this ball. They need to get something going offensively.
They will try to unscramble the big pile up there, see who has the ball. Todd County lineman might have gotten the ball back. No, Trigg County's ball. So, Todd Central returns the favor, coughs up the ball.
Let's go, Cats!
And Trigg County comes out with 21 seconds left in the third. They're down by 8 points. Really haven't done anything in the third quarter offensively, Shay.
It's hard to tell who came up with that fumble. You watch it for yourself. You make the call. Give us a call, 885-4300, because we couldn't tell who it was.
The host of Wildcats.
That's right.
A pack of cats.
Give them all, Paul Parent.
That's right. The sweep to McGee. He has a number of paw prints on his helmet. He's trying to turn the outside. The 65, Kerry Frogue comes up from behind. Is able to stop him. 8 yards for McGee, second and 2. And that's the end of the third quarter. 20-12, Todd Central leads it over the Trigg County Wildcats. We'll be back with the final quarter of action right after this. Welcome back to Purdue Field. 20-12, the Rebels lead it, but Trigg County's ball on their own 44-yard line, and if ever you needed a good drive, it was right here if you're a Wildcat, Shay.
Yeah, yes you do. Trigg County may end up having to air the ball out a little bit more. They haven't been able to do it on the ground so far.
Give it to McGee, but he is racked up in the backfield. Once again, Kerry Frogue is there.
McGee on the carry, tackled in the backfield for about a 3-yard line.
He loses a few yards on that one.
About 5 yards for the Wildcats.
3rd and 5 for the Wildcats. So McGee hasn't had the breakaway speed he had in the first half. You have to wonder if that ankle is bothering him some.
If he is at all, he sure didn't show it in the first half. But second half, they're not being able to mount up any yards whatsoever.
At 189 yards at the half. That's the total he had last week against South Hopkins. Here he is again, trying to add to it. He has a huge hole down the left side, and he picks up good 20 yards on the play. Taking it down to the 45 yards. Down to the 45-yard line of the Rebels. So McGee, all he needs is that one little hole, and he's able to turn it up, and then he takes a one-on-one with the defensive back, and usually he wins that battle.
By the way, the defensive back was Tony Mowry, the quarterback for the Rebels. Like to see these quarterbacks get in there and deliver some hits. It's real good.
They take them enough, so I'm sure they want to deliver some every now and then. The counter to McGee. He bounces outside, but Jason Stewart's there to drag him down from behind, along with Chad Parmley. So it'll bring up second and about 9.5. Really no gain on the play.
A lot of time left in this ball game.
10:36 left in the game. Plenty of time for both teams. They both like to grind it downfield and take up a lot of time, but they have plenty of time with over 10 minutes left in the game. Shalando Grubbs takes it up the gut. Picks up close to 5 yards on the play. Give him 4. Bring up 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats. Another key 3rd down conversion for the Wildcats.
Edgar McGee closing in on his all-time rushing mark. I've got him unofficially at 213.
And he's going to add to it on this play. He has a big hole. He takes it around the end, but wrestling him down
McGee on the tackle down
is
to the
Toby
35
Hull.
yard line. Should be a Trick County first down.
Takes it down to the 35. It's going to be close. Should be a first down. It is. 9:43 left in the fourth. Trick County down by 8 points.
I have McGee for 36 yards in the second half, and that puts him well over the mark. His
So
all-time rushing record.
McGee gets his career rushing mark tonight. I'm sure he'd want a win to go along with it. Shalando Grubbs takes it up the gut.
5-yard gain.
And every time McGee runs the ball, and it helps Grubbs out because they're going to be keen on McGee. That time he gets good yardage, about 5 yards.
Chad Parmalee will get on the tackle there for Todd County. Chad Parmalee is a 6 foot, 226
About
pound
a second down and
sophomore.
5 for the
I'm
catch.
sure Gilbert's watching him very closely. He could develop into a strong ball player, possibly a college recruit.
Kendall Alexander brings the Wildcats to the line. Shalando Grubbs and Edgar McGee behind him. McGee takes it up the middle, blows past one defender, breaks it to the outside, and he is wrestled down at the 12-yard line.
McGee picks up about 18 yards.
Jason Stewart again on the recovery.
County Rebel.
Pat, did you happen to notice who was in on that tackle that time?
Was that Mowry again?
It sure was.
He's
Give those quarterbacks the credit. They like to butt heads just like anyone else.
He's thrown some licks, and let me tell you, when Edgar McGee hits you head on, that's going to be a collision. 8:41 left in the game. Trick County 1st and 10 from the Todd 12. Alexander tries to take it up the middle. If you remember back in the first quarter, Alexander did that sneak 3 times to get in for the touchdown, but this time we have a flag on the play.
Got motion on the catch.
Like an illegal motion on the Wildcats. That'll back them up 5. Once again, the penalties hurting Trigg County.
That's 2 penalties for, I believe, 25 yards this half. And that penalty, although it wasn't a lot of yards, was very
First down,
crucial because
15
Trigg
for the
County
catch
had the
on the
momentum
Todd County
going
Rebels,
on a good
17-yard
drive, and this
line.
pushed them back. So it's going to be interesting to see how they retaliate.
70 yards and penalties on the Wildcats tonight. 1st and 15 from the 17. They sweep it out to Edgar McGee. He has a little running room, but he is tripped up from behind by
McGee on the
Terry
carry
Frobe.
again, picks up a gain of about 6 yards.
Also, Toby Hull, the defensive back,
Got about 5.
5'8", 148-pound freshman for the Rebels, was in on that. As the night grows longer, it's starting to get a little cooler here, so
Sorry, we're atop the beautiful press box here at Purdue Field. Kind of feel like we're at Wrigley Field out here, kind of got that atmosphere. But it is getting a little chilly. Alexander with a quick slant in to
Alexander pass
Mike P. Poole. He's going to take it down close to a first down. He might be a little short. Down to about the 3-yard line. We'll have to wait and see. They're going to bring the chains out to measure. He needs to get down to about the 1.5-yard line for a first
We
down.
have a
He's very
timeout
close.
for measurement.
And we'll have to...
Kenny works on the sidelines there, like that play. Kenny was a graduate from last year from Trigg County High School, a very strong lineman, highly recruited. He went to play for Kentucky Wesleyan, I believe.
And they stretch the chains, and easily a Trigg County first down.
We got a first down for the catch.
It'll be first and goal from the goal line.
Catch to the end zone.
7:40 in the game.
So now, Pat, you're going to have to see what the Todd County Rebels defense is all about. They're
Bring 'em
down
on.
deep. They need to hold Trigg County right here. If they can keep them from converting here, hey, they've still got the lead, and this could change the momentum.
Alexander brings him to the line. Look for the sneak. No, he's going to give it to McGee. McGee finds some room, but he is racked up in the backfield. As Eston Glover in the backfield made the nice
McGee on the
hit.
carry, a loss on the play.
And McGee comes up a little gimpy on that ankle, but he's going to stay in the game.
Glover playing the inside linebacker position did a good job of reading and watching who's going to receive the ball, and caught McGee for a loss that time.
Pushed him back about a yard. We have 3 yards to the goal line.
We still have 3 more chances. I guarantee Dixie Jones will use every one of them.
McGee again. He rolls off, but can't get in. He is down. It looks like he's about
McGee on the
a
carry,
foot
half
short.
Line.
Down to about the 1 foot line.
Nice second effort there by Edgar McGee. You got to give him credit. He could have easily been down on the 2 or 3 yard line, and he just kept pumping and driving. And there again, it shows you the strength of the Trigg County team.
Edgar McGee's going to keep that leg drive going until the whistle blows, and you can count on that. And that's why he's such a great running back. They pitch it to McGee, and he fumbles the ball, and it's a touchback. Todd Central recovers it.
I believe it was number 14, Pat, Tony Mowry.
So Mowry, this looked like an unusual pitch from Alexander. He was hit. He threw the ball. McGee could never handle it, and it fell loose in the end zone there for a second. Looked like Trigg County could have got it for a touchdown, but no, Mowry brings it up for the touchback, and that thwarts the drive, and that's got to give Larry Gilbert and the Todd Central Rebels a big boost.
Right now, the Trigg County defense is really going to have to tighten down. There's only an 8-point deficit, so they can make that up in 1 touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So right now, Trigg County's defense, like I said, is going to have to tighten down, and they can't allow Todd County to take too much time off the clock.
6:10 left in the game. If you're a Rebels fan, you'd like to see about a 6-minute, 5-second drive. We got flags everywhere.
Possibly
Before
all
the snap.
sides by the offense.
Dead ball foul.
Have to wait and see.
You don't think
with the
Big
officials.
McRicky Hurt jumped the gun, did he, Pat?
Illegal procedure.
Motion against the Rebels be first down and 15.
McRicky likes that quick start. Of course, everybody knows McRicky has those quick feet, so he might have jumped off trying to get his block. That's 1st and 15. 6:08 left to play.
McRicky Hurt, a 6'3", let's call it 300 plus lineman. Very quick for his size, though.
Mowry fumbles the ball, but he's able to get it back, and he just downs it, so they lose a yard. So Todd County going into negative yardage on this drive.
The Cats have got to like that.
Loss of another 5 yards. It will be 3rd down.
5:50 left in the game.
Trigg County can force Todd County to punt deep in their own end zone. They're still going to have good
Correction,
possession
be second
and
down.
plenty of time on the clock to convert for a touchdown and possibly put this game into overtime.
Clock really doesn't become a factor for these teams until it gets below about the 4-minute mark. Then you want to see more passing. But right now, 5.5 minutes, plenty of time for Trigg County if they can get the ball back. Facing 2nd and 20 is Todd Central. They give it to Lacey. No room. He is racked up by
Lacey on the
Stephen
35,
Blauen.
the Wildcat wide.
He maybe gets a yard out of it.
The less
bring up-
yardage Todd County or Trigg has to make up, though, it's going to be a lot better for them because both these teams do not rely at all on their passing game, and they rely on their running game. And as you know, as long as you keep running, the clock keeps ticking down. So Trigg County needs the ball somewhere at least in the 50-yard line of the Rebels. They'd like to have it at midfield.
They're down about 17 to go. Might be a passing situation. They're going to give it to Lacey. He's going to try to get some yardage. He breaks off a tackle, but then he gets hammered by number 21, Keenan Stroud.
Twice on that play.
Stroud delivered the big blow to bring him down.
It will be 4th down for the Rebels.
Pat, the big tight end, Cedric Emmons for Todd County, has not been in the game at all the second half. The head injury might have re-sprouted on his ankle, and he caught a very good pass in the first half. And if he does get a hold of one, I don't think it's going to be hard to stop him. And he hasn't been in at all the second half. And
It's a big injury for Todd Central because that play worked so well. The rollout pass to the tight end. And here's the punt. A short one at that, but it takes a Todd Central bounce. Going to roll down to the 41-yard line. So with 4 minutes, 5 seconds left, the Trigg County Wildcats will take over and try to march down for pay dirt. We'll have to wait and see if they can do it. First down from the 46 of Todd Central, so the punt doesn't get it out of the Todd Central side of the field. Trigg County with fine field position, 4 minutes left in the game. And I wonder who they're going to give it to, Shay.
I don't know. McGee, possibly?
That's a pretty good choice. If I was a betting man, that's
I
who
bet
I'd
Gilbert's betting on that also. He has a lot of men up front. Linebackers are pushing.
give it to McGee. No, it's a fake. Throwing it over the middle, but incomplete. I don't think he ever had his hands on it. Mike Pepool. Never
They were
did.
close to the first down, too, Pat. They really needed that reception. Pool's a good receiver. Surprising that he dropped the ball like that.
Now he takes his gloves off and he's going to throw them to the sidelines. That's the way to go, Mike. Blame it on the gloves.
Ladies and gentlemen, the concession stand is open and they have popcorn now for $2 for 25 cents. That's a bargain anywhere.
And if you can hear that, it's time to go buy some popcorn at the concession stand as Shea goes. Probably get him a crate full. McGee's running to the near side. He is hung up by Andy Wilson. Andy with a nice play. Kind of grabbed him by the jersey on the shoulder and drug him down by that. That's unusual for McGee to go down so easily.
At first of the game, I said Todd County had a fairly small size line, but as I keep looking down the roster and calling these names out, some of these guys are very large. They've got some good size on the line. Gilbert's going to have a good team in the future.
The Wildcats look at third down, 12 to go, 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game. Be pretty redundant to call this one a key play. They give it to McGee. He is racked up right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got one. Chad Parmley was down there at his ankles, made the tackle to force it to 4th down and 12. You have to go for it here.
Chris Francis also in on the play there for Todd County Rebels. You know, we really haven't mentioned much about this, Pat, but how crucial this game is. Now that only 4 out of the 5 teams are being allowed in the playoffs, this could make a determination of which one does not go.
That's right. The team that wins tonight could be in the playoffs. The team that loses could be the only one out of the district to sit at home. Alexander throws it deep, wide open is Stroud, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown. 47-yard pass from Kendall Alexander to Keenan Stroud. And all of a sudden we have a 20-18 game with 2:15 left, Shay. So key 4th down. Trick County goes to the air. Wide open, Keenan Stroud.
I tell you what, he may throw like a grenade, but he puts it right in the bunker sometimes, especially when he has to, doesn't he, Pat?
That one really blew up around Todd Central, that grenade did. He has that unusual throwing style, but it got the job done, and the Wildcats will take a timeout, think over their 2-point conversion. They're down by 2 points, and we'll be back with more action. It's 2:15 left in the game. Todd Central up 20-18 over Trigg County. And welcome back. 2:15 left in the game. Trigg County has just scored on an Alexander to Keenan Stroud 47-yard pass. They will go for 2 points to tie the game. They are down by 2. Alexander takes the snap, gives to McGee. Who else? But he is racked up at the line by Jason Stewart. Came in from his defensive end to stop McGee, and probably, don't want to say this, but that could have been the play of the game.
Yes, it could have. I know McGee wanted that opportunity to make that scoring drive, and it was taken away from him. Very good play by Jason Stewart.
So now the score's 20-18, 2:15 left. Todd Central gets the ball. They need a couple first downs to run the clock out, and if you're Larry Gilbert, you're telling your guys, don't fumble, look out for the onside kick because you know it's coming. And let's get the ball and run the clock out. So we have to see the onside kick, see if Trigg County can come up with it. 2:15 left, pretty much no other choice but to go for the onside.
Yeah, I tell you what, though, it wouldn't surprise me any to see the Trigg County coaching staff opt to try to kick the ball deep so that if they can force them in 4 plays to turn the ball over, they're going to get the ball in good territory. Chances are they're going with the onside kick, but time will tell.
Shalando Grubbs lines it up. We'll have to see what he does.
Todd County's looking for the onside kick. They have a lot of men up front.
That's right. They have only 1 man deep. Have 7 men on the line, then 4 behind that. And here it comes. Shalando Grubbs. He opts to kick it deep. Lacey has it, and he will bring it back. So Trigg County's going to put some reliance on their defense here. Not a bad play. Todd only gets it out to the 33-yard line. So if you can force them for 3 plays and a punt, you'll have the ball in good field position. So not a bad call by the Trigg County coaches.
I assume nonetheless Trigg County's primarily a strong defensive team. And they really rely on their defense, have a lot of confidence in them. And so, you know, in my heart, I expected them to call something like that. I know Dixie Jones is he really has confidence in his defense, and he's putting it in them right now because they have got to get the ball back and put it in the end zone if they're going to win this ball game.
We're below 2 minutes left in the game. Mowry brings his boys to the line. Hands off to Paul Lacey, and Lacey is hit at the line.
You got to give the big Grape Ape a little credit on that one. He came in there and made the initial hit to slow Lacey down on that one, Pat.
Trick County uses a timeout to stop the clock with 1:42 left, and we'll take a break.
Timeout, Trick County.
Todd Central has a 2-point lead, 20-18, 1:42 left to go. We'll be right back. And we're back to the very alive Cadiz, Kentucky, Purdue Field. Excitement on the field as the Todd Central Rebels hold a 2-point lead. They face 2nd down and 9. Their own 38. They give the ball to Lacey. He finds some room on the outside. He's able to turn the corner. He's going to stay in bounds. No, he is forced out of bounds, but still a first down for Todd Central. They have 4 more plays with which to run the clock down, even though Lacey did go out of bounds on that play.
Dixie Jones was looking at Mike Poole going, why? He just could have made that one tackle. If he didn't make that tackle, it would have stopped him with no gain, and it had been, I believe,
12-yard pickup
caused
by
a
Lacey, a
punt.
first down
And
for Todd County.
now Todd County has the ball almost on the 50-yard line. They're pushing deep. Trick County's going to come up with a big play. You got to strip that ball or something because the time's ticking.
Mowry brings him to the line. Hands off to Lacey. He avoids the tackle in the backfield. He finds some running room. This time he stays in bounds after picking up a good 8 yards. So the clock will stay running at 1:25. So Trick County might have to waste another timeout here to stop the clock.
Lacey was well over 100 yards this half pass, so he's already doubled his total. He may even reach the 200-yard mark himself. So he may be the one we want to go with for the player of the week for TV 43 this week.
Both Lacey and McGee certainly have been the players of the game for their respective schools. As we go underneath a minute left, Todd Central's just going to take their time, try to run it out here. They hand off to the fullback. He finds some room, but he is finally racked up. He has a first down, so the clock will stop until they move the chains, but then they'll start up. We have 48 seconds left. And the Todd Central faithful are on their feet.
First down, Todd County.
Clock's running with 40 seconds left in the game, 20-18. Todd Central leads Trigg County, and they have the ball and look to run it out maybe a couple more plays. They have the wishbone formation now, and Mallory's just going to down it. Have 23 seconds left. We're down to 16. And that should do it. They probably won't even come out of the huddle as we hit the 10-second mark.
Well, that Todd County crowd's really fired up.
As you say, the winner of this game will probably make it to the playoffs. The loser has a very tough chance as the horn sounds. Final score, Todd County 20, Trigg County 18. So, Shay, a fine ball game between both schools. It's a tough luck loser to Edgar McGee, all the yardage, but still comes up with the loss.
Yes, they did. Edgar McGee played a very fine ball game. I know he would like to have that turnover back in the end zone, but you know he shouldn't get down about that. Things like that happen sometimes, and it's just part of the game. Again, I'd like to thank Edgar McGee. He played a really fine ball game, and but let's don't overlook Paul Lacey. He really did a fine job himself for the Rebels.
Todd improves to 3-4 on the year. Trigg drops to 1-6. For Shay Walker and Lanita McGovern and our breakdown staff headed up by Jameis Red. I want to say goodbye from beautiful Purdue Field where Todd Central wins it 20-18 over Trigg County.